Hi, my name's Siope. I'm a member of the Smarter Parenting team. Today I wanted to talk to you about a question that a lot of parents have, and there's like polarizing opinions about it. The question is, when should my child get a cell phone? Okay, that is a huge question. A lot of parents have differing views about it, and I just want to share some thoughts and insights on that and kind of give you some guidelines on things that you should consider in giving your child a cell phone. So the very first thing that parents should consider before giving their child a cell phone is the maturity level of the child. They should understand that a cell phone is not a toy. I mean, this is an expensive piece of equipment that they'll be carrying around. Parents should also consider their ability to communicate honestly with their child. Okay, a lot of talking has to happen, and a lot of discussions about safety using a cell phone need to happen before the child receives the cell phone. Okay, so again, we're looking at maturity of the child. Are they able to handle it? Are they able to take care of it? You know, are they able to be mature about owning a cell phone? And then the other part is, does your child communicate effectively with you? Are they honest with you? Now, that's where the tricky part comes in, because as a child gets older, they're actually seeking more independence from their parents, right? So initially you start off with a baby. The baby is completely dependent on the parents for everything: food, shelter, warmth, love. Okay, as a child grows, they actually start to develop more independence. They want to become independent. At the time that most parents give children cell phones, they're actually moving in towards that phase. One of the biggest questions that parents debate about in giving their children cell phones is privacy. I mean, some parents honestly believe that it is inappropriate for them to check their child's cell phone at all, because their child deserves to be private, while others advocate for the child needs to be protected and safe because it's not a safe environment. And so there's differing views about this. Again, if we go back to their maturity level, are they mature enough to handle a cell phone? And then if they're able to communicate things and you're having discussions about using the cell phone safely, those are your primary things that you're going to focus on, or you should focus on as a parent. Now, am I an advocate for a parent being able to monitor their child 100%? I think it depends on the child, and again, their maturity, and on the communication. I think it also depends on a parent's ability to recognize what dangers are out there. Parents need to do their homework. What is available? What is popping up on the internet? What is there? Now, a cell phone may seem like a kind of this, small thing. It's not a big deal. But parents should ask themselves the questions: would I leave my child unsupervised on the internet? Because basically that's what it is. You're leaving your child unsupervised. So should you monitor? Should you not monitor? That depends on you as a parent and your level of communication, the maturity of your child, and your comfort level. All right? I'm not going to say either or, you should or you shouldn't, but be aware that there is a whole industry out there that is created to monitor and to help you monitor what your child is on. Be aware there are predators out there. Conversations need to happen with parent and child about what is happening, and parents should be aware that new things are popping up all the time. I do suggest that parents have this conversation all the time with their child, and that parents monitor how often they use their device. Whether or not they should jump on there and check it all the time, completely up to the parent. But they should see if they're using their device, for hours at a time. That may not be the best thing. I mean, take your kids outside, go outside, have a conversation with the person face to face, experience the world, because it doesn't exist on a screen. And the more a child is on a screen, the more their world revolves about what's happening in that little device. So again, measure the maturity, have effective communication, continue conversations about when your child should have a phone. I am not an advocate of people saying, well, at 13 they should get a phone, or at 15, because children at 13 are so different. You will not find equal maturity across 13-year-olds. You're not going to find equal maturity around 15-year-olds, just like you're not going to find equal maturity around 40-year-olds. We're all different. right? Children are, though, the responsibility of their parents. And so parents need to be aware of what their children are doing. Now, this comes especially into play when children are sharing and texting images and things like that. There's a high probability that your child will receive inappropriate images on their device, either from a peer or from a predator or wherever. Okay, your child needs to know how to handle that. And you need to be aware of what you need to do as a parent in order to address those issues. So you can find more information on the Smarter Parenting website on what you should do. There's a blog on there specifically on what should I do as a parent if I find nude images on my child's phone. You can look that up, and it gives you some suggestions on what you need to do to follow up. And be aware, a child possessing another nude image on their device, if it's from another child who's underage, obviously it's child pornography. I mean, that is, you can be prosecuted for possessing something like that, and it's dangerous. You don't want your child exposed to anything like that. So again, the communication is super, super important. If it's somebody who's above 18, it's pornography, and you don't want your child looking at pornography. So you want to have these conversations as they continue to go, and you want to be aware. So just be vigilant, be aware, and determine if a cell phone is best for you and your family and your child. But understand that there are risks. There are risks with having a cell phone. So for more information and more ways to communicate with your child effectively, you can find that on the Smarter Parenting website. So jump there and look there. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We continually provide updates and answer questions that you may have. You can send us your questions or concerns, or you can leave a comment below. That would be super helpful. And Smarter Parenting exists because of the donations of donors. So feel free to donate to our cause so we can continue to provide this help to parents and guardians of children around the world. We're super happy to help.